Senator, as someone who enlisted in the military specifically because of Al-Qaeda's terrorist attack on 9/11 and committing myself and my life to doing what I could to defeat these terrorists, it was shocking and a betrayal to me and every person who was killed on 9/11, their families and my brothers and sisters in uniform. When, as a member of Congress, I learned about President Obama's dual programs that he had begun really to overthrow the regime of Syria, and being willing to, through the CIA's Timber Sycamore program that has now been made public, of working with and arming and equipping Al-Qaeda in an effort to overthrow that regime, starting yet another regime change war in the Middle East. DoD train and equip program, again, begun under President Obama, is widely been known, looked at and studied, that ultimately resulted in over $500 million being used to train who they called moderate rebels, but were actually fighters working with and aligned with Al-Qaeda's affiliate on the ground in Syria, all to move forward with their regime change and not acknowledging what was obvious at the time and what has unfortunately borne true, which was that a regime change war in Syria, much like the regime change wars in Iraq, the toppling...
I'm so sorry, Leila, but I think people need to hear this. I have held the hand of children who are taking their last gasps because their entire family was killed and couldn't be there holding their hand and comforting them. I received a young boy into the emergency department who had half of his face and neck blown off. The organs that are vital for breathing and blood supply to the brain were visible but preserved. He couldn't see himself, so he didn't know what he looked like, and he kept asking for his sister. His sister was in the bed next to him. The majority of her body was burned. He didn't recognize that the girl in the bed next to him was his sister. His entire family were killed in the same attack. That boy survived, and the next day I went to see him, a very young plastic surgeon, one of the few remaining plastic surgeons in Gaza. The others have either been killed or have fled, understandably, had removed part of his chest and created a graft to cover those vital organs of the neck. He was lying in his bed and mumbling because it was so difficult to talk. I got really close to him and he said, "Everybody I love is now in heaven. I don't want to be here."